Above the antelope is a downward pointing triangle with a fire, the Akhanda Yotir, the unflickering eternal flame, burning within it. This is the Jiva Atma, the eternal soul. For many people of the intellectual slant, the soul seems nonsense, a fairy tale. For the spiritual aspirant, that unwavering faith is required to see past the doubt of the many. In Hinduism, the Jiva Atma is a drop of the Atman, the highest consciousness we could call God. That every single person has a drop of this same thing within themselves points to the central unity of all. Even the most staunch of intellectuals has to realize that this entire universe is nothing but an expression of the singularity. When we can truly operate from this level of consciousness, true compassion is the unshakable norm. Of course, you would treat your enemy the same as you would treat your dearest friend, for they are both expressions of the same one. No matter how something appears, it is just a part of who you really are. This brings us to love. As the heart center in charge of compassion, love would seem to have been our starting point, but it is only now that we can speak of it with proper perspective. When most people think of love, they think of a connection with someone special who has great qualities physically, mentally, and emotionally that we feel good with. This is an egocentric, control-based notion of love. We may love someone or something for how they make us feel, how it pleases our senses, or any other aspect of what's in it for me. And we may attempt to bargain affections for something in return, but this is just a maneuver for control. True love is unconditional and expressed without expectation. When you love in this sort of manner, it is all good, and you cannot experience heartbreak in the same way that egocentric love can produce when those expectations are not met. Of course, this pure loving capacity is very rare in this world. In common experience, the closest may be the love of a mother for her child, because the level of sacrifice is so great and so complete. Any what's in it for me expectations going in or developed along the way lose their significance in the grand scheme of things. This is also true for the love of God or the love of a guru, in that while there is a bit of selfishness involved, oh, if I love God, God will help me, or if I love my guru will get me enlightened. While there is a bit of selfishness involved in here, if the devotion, the bhakti, is complete and all-consuming enough, it is for the greater good. And by using your emotional drive to further your spiritual progression, you are eclipsing the Vishnu Granthis. It almost doesn't even matter what it is that you focus your devotion towards, as God manifests in all. Of course, certain forms will hold you accountable more readily than others. The greatest teacher of unconditional love on this earth is selfless service for the benefit of others, which is karma yoga. Just as the sun removes darkness, so too does selfless love dispel the negative qualities of the ego. While we can never completely destroy the ego without the complete self-realization of samadhi or moksha, and perhaps never should we actually attempt to destroy the ego, as many so-called New Age and spiritual development people would espouse. For our ego is our center of consciousness and our center from which we act in this world. Selfless love along the way, however, will refine our ego to be the best it possibly can be. When Anahata is empowered and Kundalini is brought up to its level, love for God, the self, others, and all of the world is unconditional and ever-flowing. In the Western traditions, the story of Jesus Christ, or Yeshua the Christ, the Anointed One, or Soul of God, Ka of Ra, in Kemetic, and you could also see connection with Karishana the avatar of Vishnu. Jesus Christ sort of points to this sort of unconditional love, as does the devotion of the devout Muslim or Jew. The trick, however, is that if you cannot see God in all, then you cannot see God at all. The bija for Anahata is Yum. It can also be pronounced Young. Feel it resonating within the chest as a green, golden, or pink sphere of light, which may spread to encompass the whole of the chest, the upper back, the shoulders, and the arms. Anahata also extends to the minor chakras on the palms of each hand, so the energy can be carried all the way there, where prayer hands, Namaste Mudra, may further contain and balance the energies. You may use this screen to meditate upon, using the bija as you see fit for as long as you like. When you are ready for the physical exercises, move on to the next video, paying close attention to the feeling of the air on your skin, the movement of breath through the nose, into the mouth, and into the chest, and all the way back out. And you may also dedicate your practice to your own Ishtadeva or Ishtaguru, your own chosen deity, or your own inner teacher.